Hello everyone, it's Harmony, and welcome to the visual dungeon guide for Castrum Meridianum. This dungeon will become available during the level 50 main scenario quest called Rock the Castrum. The first boss is the Black Eft. The boss begins the fight with 4 bodyguards and will periodically use request assistance to summon additional creatures. When this happens, make sure to focus on these new enemies right away to prevent the party from being overwhelmed. Incendiary Support is a group-wide attack that strikes 3 times, dealing unavoidable damage to every party member. Magitek cannon will target a random player with a large circular area of effect. To avoid it, simply step out of the marked telegraphed area. The boss will now turn to face a random player before using high-powered Magitek ray, an untelegraphed linear area of effect that deals heavy damage to anyone standing directly in front of the boss. To avoid it, position yourself behind the boss or move out of its direct line of sight. These mechanics will continue to repeat until the boss is defeated. Once it's down, you'll need to interact with the disposal chute that appears in the corner of the arena to progress through the dungeon. The second boss is the Magitek Vanguard F1. Thermobaric Strike will place a pulsating flare in a random corner of the battlefield. This is a proximity marker and inflicts unavoidable damage to the group. The closer you are to this marker, the more damage you take. To minimize damage, all players should move as far away from it as possible. The boss will now move to the center of the battlefield before casting Hypercharge. This attack combines a circular area of effect centered on the boss with a donut-shaped area of effect. To avoid it, you must quickly maneuver into the safe zone that exists between the 2 attacks. Sermit Drill is a tank buster that deals heavy damage to the target. Use defensive cooldowns and shields to mitigate it. Overcharge is a frontal cone area of effect attack that deals damage and inflicts paralysis on anyone hit. To avoid it, simply step out of the marked telegraphed area. As a side note, the boss only seems to use this attack, while the Thermobaric Strike proximity marker is being resolved. Targeted support will focus all players with a circular area of effect. To avoid it, simply step out of the marked telegraphed areas. These mechanics will now repeat until the boss has been defeated. The third and final boss is Livia Junius. Artificial Plasma is a group-wide attack that deals unavoidable damage to all party members. The boss will now move to the center of the battlefield before using Roundhouse. This attack creates a circular area of effect around the boss, which after a short delay is followed by a second ring of explosions along the outer edge of the arena. To avoid the attack, wait for the central blast to detonate, then quickly maneuver into the newly created safe zone before the outer ring detonates. Aglaya Climb is a tank buster that deals heavy damage to the target. Use defensive cooldowns and shields to mitigate it. Infinite Reach is a large linear area of effect that spans the entire length of the battlefield, followed by 3 circular area of effects along each of its sides. The boss will use this attack 4 times from different directions, with each set detonating in the order they appear. To avoid damage, you'll need to remember the sequence in which the area of effects appear. Once the 4th set resolves, the boss will reappear at the center of the battlefield and finishes the attack with 4 linear area of effects, each taking up the full length of the battlefield in a star-shaped pattern. This can feel overwhelming at first, but stay calm, focus, and you'll get the hang of it. Practice makes perfect. The boss will eventually jump to the center of the battlefield before using Thermobaric Strike as preparation before casting either Stunning Sweep or Angry Salamander. Stunning Sweep places multiple large circular area of effects around the battlefield, leaving 2 safe zones on opposite edges of the arena. This is immediately followed by 2 proximity markers appearing in those safe zones. To handle this mechanic, first avoid the circular area of effects until they have detonated, then quickly move as far away as possible from both proximity markers to reduce the damage they deal. Angry Salamander consists of 4 linear area of effects, spanning the full length of the arena in a star-shaped pattern, followed by 4 proximity markers, 1 at each corner. To handle this mechanic, first avoid the linear area of effects until they detonate, then quickly move to the center of the battlefield to minimize the damage from the proximity markers. These mechanics will now repeat until the boss drops below 20% health. At that point, the boss will jump to the center of the battlefield and cast Artificial Boost, increasing its attack and defense. The boss will now continuously use Artificial Plasma until it is defeated. Thank you for watching. If you found this guide helpful, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and, most importantly, take care of yourself and each other.